Good evening and welcome to Monday night's edition of Paranormal Question of the Day. We're right back after a short intro. And we are back. So today we have Mr. Ethan Kammerude on. How you doing, sir?
Doing good, Darren. Doing good, Darren. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. We'll find out next week how all pans out, but I ain't saying nothing. But hey, Mr. Scott, how you doing?
Hey, Scott.
First one in chat. Holy shit, he's on the ball today.
He's on it. Good seeing you, Scott.
Haven't talked to him in a little since last week when he was doing his cookie run.
Yes, his cookie run. I remember that.
He's got about 10 boxes hidden away, I think.
He's dealing them out. He's dealing them.
Yeah. But other than that, thanks for coming in, Scott. Greatly appreciate you coming in. Yeah, so everybody knows who Ethan is, but
not everybody, but
everybody knows who Ethan is. Even Nathaniel does.
Yeah,
Nathaniel.
And
so basically I do have some new people that have been recently coming into chat. So we'll just kind of do a quick runabout as to who you are and all that stuff, and then we can get into nitty-gritty stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. And then for at some point, because I did join Twitch has this thing to be a little stitchy with my comments here, and also it'll just go poof with comments. So if they're not here right away, that's just because it's some kind of delay, and I don't know what that is. So bear with me, folks, in the comments. If you are typing in there and I'm not seeing it, I am sorry. It's blame Twitch. So, Mr. William.
Yes. Hey, Sir William. How are you?
See, even William knew.
I think I know that guy, a little Scottish man.
Absolutely. No, we got to get him in a hula hoop one of these days.
Him in a hula hoop. I think that would be entertaining. We could get that. I think we could put that on TikTok or something. Maybe I can be twerking in the background.
There you go.
We can make something happen here.
Yeah, get the kilt on.
If he has a second kilt, I would throw it on. I'm not ashamed.
I can just hear him in the background. Shut up, you motherfuckers. Or give me a silent middle finger.
Yes.
Say hi to Kat for us, in case if she's working, she can't get in the chat. Say hi to her for us. Anyhow, so for those of you that are in chat, and if for the new people that are not on my board yet, Ethan, why don't you tell the people who you are, and then we'll get into other stuff.
Sounds good. I'm Ethan. I am part of Paranormal Exposures. I am also the face of Ethan Encounters, which is my own kind of side project. I usually travel around with my team, but I also make some content on the side for my own personal enjoyment and my own little journey, I guess, if you want to call it that. I'm trying to change paranormal a little bit and what the face is, I guess, and what the narrative is. I guess I'm trying to bring people real paranormal content and not just be playing up how scared I am or different things like that. It's kind of, I'm not trying to be Hollywood paranormal is really what I'm trying to go against. So that's kind of just a little bit about me. I mostly investigate in the Midwestern area, and this next year or so, hoping to branch out to other places. So very exciting things going on right now. Been doing a lot of traveling.
Very good. Very nice. Yeah, it's nice to see that you're evolving in the paranormal field. How many 2 years in you have?
I'm at about a year and a half, year and a quarter. Getting around there. But this year I'm hitting it hard with my project because I wanted to first I wanted to get a base knowledge of what I wanted to do. So I ended up doing around 40 some nights of investigation last year, just so that I could learn, get the knowledge, and try to have this whole base for this year to really come out flourishing and hitting my projects hard. I released 2 specials as kind of like an experiment to try to get my flow, which ended up going greatly, which I had a Broadhead video and a Granger House video, which both went really, really well. I love them. Uh, Now this year, I'm hoping to release about 6 or 7 long form video content specials that I'll arrange for. It's about movie length, about an hour and a half to 2 hour marks. And then I also do little stuff, which sometimes involves things with my team or just by myself again on my TikTok at Ethan Encounters on there. So that kind of gives you a little more behind the scenes stuff, such as me twerking to an 1800s music box or other things of this sort. But we like to have fun. That's kind of another one of my big things is not always having it all be so serious. My best interactions are when we're goofing around or having fun, it
And
really
that's the way it
brings
is.
stuff out. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's just a little bit about me for those that don't already know me.
Yeah, I mean, it's been, it's like I said, it's been a whirlwind of seeing you, really grow into this field and see how fast you've picked up on things and how you go about your business and when you do stuff. So I really enjoy that. And there's others too that really watch you and just like, hey, I like what that guy does. Let's try and mimic what he does, or let's try and do that on the team what he does, um, sort of way. And that speaks volumes, it
Mhm.
speaks volumes because that tells me that people are watching, people are learning and learning the different styles that are out there versus what we do. So,
Right.
and it's very encouraging in the business to see that happening.
Yeah,
So,
that's a big thing for me is I'm just trying to change it up. Seriously. And one of my big people that I can sit here and I can thank up and down for this entire time if I wanted to is Kat Armstrong. She taught me so much and I very much appreciate her. I call her my mom. She's my para mom. That's what I call her. She's really awesome. Love her to death. She did help me develop a lot of things. And she was always very patient with me. She helped me move on from the very beginning.
mhm,
My first ever investigation was at Edinburgh Manor, where she was my tour guide. From then on, I was friends with her. So I really got to thank her. And then Bill Walter, he gave me so many connections at Broadhead Manor, where now I'm like a representative and whatnot. And I get to meet people all the time through there. Really just gives me a chance to get to know more people in the community and different things, whether we have the same styles or different things. I learn what other people do and stuff like that. I'm not sitting stuck in my ways or anything like that. I get to learn different things from the different groups that come through, and it's very exciting. I like to see how everyone works in their own way, and I also like to share how I work, of course.
now we have to hold on a second because my
Oh yeah,
comments
that
just
did all
popped.
just jump in. Oh my
It just
gosh.
jumped me up. Hey, Patty.
Hi,
So go through
Patty.
these real quick. Hey, Jamie Lynn. See, I told you.
Oh,
I think it's a
that's my husband right there, Kyle Armstrong.
hey,
So.
Kyle, how you doing? I still have to investigate with him yet. I haven't yet.
Oh, he is a treat to be around, let me tell you. Him and I, we could we can go on for
Hey,
a
Mort.
bit.
Yeah, like I said, it is like I think it's Twitch. So, hey, Denise,
Oh, okay.
I think
Hi,
it's messing around with my
Denise.
stuff, so I'm gonna have to get
It's
rid
nice
of
to see you, Denise. I haven't seen you in so long.
Penny. Oops, missed one. All right,
Ooh, yeah. A
absolutely.
little bit of spooky talk this evening. Yes.
Yes, very much spooky talk. Yes,
Thank you,
he is an
Jamie
easy
Lynn.
person. He's an easy person. He can be tough at times. Don't get me wrong. He can be tough.
I'm very, very tough, and I was just talking today with my other teammate Heidi about how intimidating and big I am and how I just make people cower when I walk in the room. So very big man.
So let's nail this on the head here. Kyle calls you an animal.
Yeah.
So what
Uh,
kind of animal are you?
that's a good question. What kind of animal would I be? I don't know. I feel like I'm more of a cat. My mood swings are so much. Like sometimes I love you, sometimes I just want to go in a corner and fucking curl up and sleep. So,
And you heard it first. He dropped his first F-bomb on here.
oh, I almost did it again. Okay,
Hey,
apologies.
we got parental controls up here. You can.
Okay, good to know. Good to know.
You're past
Panther. Oh, I like
Panther.
that, Denise. I like that. Hey, there's my girl. Hi, Cat.
Hey, Cat, welcome. So, anyhow, so let's talk about Ethan Encounters.
Okay.
Let's talk about
This-
that. So,
Yes.
with
I'm
Ethan
on.
Encounters, it's just YouTube based, correct?
It is YouTube, and then TikTok is my behind the scenes. Just kind of throw little chunks of evidence at that. I try to keep it to YouTube. I really am focusing on free content.
Okay.
I don't want people to have to pay for my content.
Hey, Marsha.
Hi, Marsha. It's nice to see you.
My child.
But I just don't want anyone to pay for my content. That's a big thing for me because I'm trying to go against the Hollywood narrative of paranormal of everyone wants to get views and everyone wants to get ultimately a paycheck. But I just want everything to be free for people to see. It's always real paranormal. Sometimes nothing's going to happen because that is what paranormal is. You're just sometimes things won't happen and you'll just get to see one night of me and whoever I'm with hanging out and probably making some really great jokes, I promise. But Ethan Encounters is going to go to all these famous haunted locations and we're going to find out what it actually is. Not like, Ghost Adventures when they went there, or
Yeah.
this
And you
person or
see what
that
kind of
person.
mess that's in right now.
Yeah.
So, well, we won't go there because we don't go to paradrama.
Right.
So,
Exactly.
So what locations are you guys? Actually, I should say, who is part of your crew of Ethan Encounters besides Ethan?
Ethan Encounters it's a revolving door actually. That's
Okay,
that's kind of what I like about it. It's not no set team. I'm the only set person in
right.
this. So in my first two videos, which will be the Sally House and then Beatty Mansion, it featured me and my already teammate of Paranormal Exposures, Heidi.
Hmm.
Her and I went on that trip down to Kansas and Missouri together, so that will be the two of us. But usually, I will have a set cameraman whose name is Lewis. He's a best friend of mine, skeptic, and he's already a believer after our first two videos together. So that's
Hmm.
really amazing. And he's a very bright young kid. He's actually younger than me, ironically. He just has a passion for film work. So luckily, him and we went to school together, everything else, and we hooked up on this idea. I said, "Hey, I need a cameraman." He was there for me right from the bat, and he went on my first two investigations of my career, just filming for me and getting things going. So I really appreciate him and all the sacrifices he's made because he'll take off work and go with me at the blink of an eye. If I'm like, hey, I really need to record a special right now, he'll be there in the snap of a finger. So
That's sweet.
yeah.
Hey Lori, how you doing?
Hey, Lori.
Um, so now when it comes to Ethan Encounters, do you use different paranormal equipment versus what you do at Paranormal Exposures?
No, it really
Is your
depends on the
style
night,
different?
really. I don't have much of a style difference.
Okay.
I'm really go with the flow, and I'm the same way with my team. I think that's how we operate, and that's one of the reasons why we get really great stuff when we're together.
Mhm.
But I just go into it. I am don't want to put labels on it, but I'm like sensitive, intuitive, whatever you want to say it is. I can
Mhm.
feel energies. So I just kind of let that guide me and I use my normal tactics and I learn something new every time I go on an investigation. So it's always evolving my style, I guess. And
That's a
usually a
good
location will find you'll find what a location's piece of equipment is that's easiest for them to communicate. And then
thing.
usually I'll stick that and I'll keep that around for the rest of the night as well as my other things, but kind of main focus on that. But
So would you say when the location you go to, let's say Beatty Mansion, okay.
mhm.
Now when you go to that location, you remember, okay, this worked here, this piece of equipment worked there. Do you write that down as to like, okay, I'm going there next time. This is what I'm only going to take because this is what worked well, and just kind of leave everything else behind?
Actually, I'm kind of quite the opposite.
Okay.
I I want to find what else is going to work, and specifically, I'm like, okay, cat balls in the kitchen might have done great that day at Beatty Mansion, but okay, now next time I want to go try that in a like on the top floor, on the in the basement. I want to try different things in different spots of a
Right.
location. I won't go back to try to have the exact same experience.
Mhm.
I want to go back and encounter something new than what I had the first time that I was there. So I'm always trying to change it up.
Makes sense. Which is
Yeah.
good though, because like my wife would say, "Why do you have to bring everything in the kitchen sink with you when you come?" I'm just, "Oh, you just never know what you're gonna use that night. I might use something totally different than what I used last time."
I'm
And
all in with you on that one. Marsha, you just gotta bring it all. You just gotta bring it all because that one time when you don't bring it, you're gonna want it.
and
And
I
it's
think I did say that at one investigation. "Ah, I did not bring this. Damn it." I think it was with my
yep,
plasma ball I didn't bring that one time. I'm like, "Damn it, I should bring it," you know?
yep,
So,
exactly. Yep.
so Jamie Lynn's got a question here. She wants to know, what's your favorite piece of equipment?
Okay, Jamie Lynn, I can't just give you one answer. I have two pieces of equipment that I absolutely love. Um, Number one is my paranormal music box. It's a motion detecting music box, and I've had some really great interactions through that. Some of my best ones have been through that. But second of all is going to be mag lights. Mag lights, they're cheap, they're easy. The twist on flashlights, if you don't know what a mag light is, that you can buy.
Mhm.
Uh, I've had some, whenever I have a communication using those, because I don't get it all the time, but when I do, it's always going to be the highlight of my night because that is just so fascinating to me. And I've had really intelligent interactions with that. So I gotta say those mag lights in that music box. Oh, when I get those going, love it.
And, quite instantly, the first time the flashlights worked for me was at, Dead by Dawn building.
Hmm.
That's the first time I had something like that happen, so I can understand what you're saying when something starts working out for you.
Oh, thank you, Kat. I appreciate it. But yeah, but mag lights. The first time I ever used them was at Broadhead Manor, and I didn't necessarily believe in them
Mhm.
before that. I always thought that it was like a TV or YouTube gimmick, right? So first time I ever used them, it was me and my cameraman and Bill Walter sitting around a table, and he's like, "Just set them up and see if anything starts happening." We sat there, we started, talking and whatnot, and eventually, all of a sudden, they started going off there, joining in the conversation with us, confirming stories and different things that Bill was telling us. And he'd ask, was that you that did this or slammed this door or whatever the story was? And so sometimes it was that spirit that was sitting there, and it would go off in that moment when he'd ask that question. Like that was just it completely blew my mind. It was one of my first investigations ever, and it was mag lights. They work. That's what I can say about them. Is it's really impressive, but they do.
Yeah, I mean, that and a lot of people, and you'll have your haters out there about that flashlight
Oh
game.
yeah, you
Right.
will. And
"Oh,
I
it's so
was
good."
one.
Yeah.
I was one for a while.
See, I've always liked it for years because it's just like, when you see it on Ghost Hunters, and they have them going off and that, it's like, okay, now they're trying to actually debunk it and see why it's going off and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But and, they say, "Oh, it's the insides and, the electricity is hitting this and that, and it's making it go off," and I was like, "Dude, you have no idea that this thing actually has to turn the head."
Yeah. It, it's so when it's actually interacting and like answering questions right after you ask them and stuff like that,
Mhm.
it's almost you it's not debunkable. And I just it kind of drives me nuts. Like I still want to figure it out in a way. You know what I'm saying? But I absolutely love it. So yes,
Yeah,
they're
I
definitely
hear
one
you.
of the top ones for me. Not
Um,
every place does well with mag lights, which
and that is
is
true.
they're starting I'm starting to find locations are getting better at them as they become more popular,
Hey,
and
Carmen.
the spirits are starting to, like, understand how they work, but it's strange. It is.
And one of the places that you went to is actually, the Granger House where I'll be heading to pretty soon. They seem
Yes.
to work a lot out there.
The first time I went there, they did not work at all. The next time I came back, which was just a few weeks back, we had great mag light evidence there. So definitely, I would recommend taking mag lights to Granger House for sure.
She loves your hoodie.
Oh, my Ghost Stop hoodie. Yes, I guess I'll touch on this. I mean, if you don't mind me kind of
Yeah,
shilling on your
let's touch
podcast.
on Ghost Top.
Yes, this year for 2023, Ghost Stop is working with me. They are my official sponsor for the year at Ethan Encounters, which is really nice of them. I very much appreciate them for doing that. Uh, this year, basically, I don't have a really cool sponsorship deal or something crazy like that where I'm going to get you save a bunch of your money on your equipment. Basically, I have this link in the end of all my videos. You go in, you just buy your stuff from Ghost Stop like normal, and it supports me. That's how it works. Sadly, you don't get a discount. If I get more popular and I start getting a lot of people that are buying stuff through my link, maybe I'll start getting a discount. But as of now, I'm a small guy. So that's how it's working. So they partnered with me. They're great. I love Ghost Stop. The reason why I partner with Ghost Stop is because they're probably the most reliable that I've had out of a lot of paranormal. I've bought from a lot of different shops and stuff.
Mhm.
They've always been on time with everything and always super quick. There's been a couple of them I've had to like chase down for my stuff that I already bought, and that wasn't very cool. And they've always been really professional with me. And also, they're always coming out with new, great, and amazing things. So they're
Right.
awesome. Oh,
Got the
nice,
Flux 2
nice.
machine.
Flux
See,
2 laser grid, nice.
oh yeah, see now that's what I'm looking for. I want the GS2 laser grid myself because I think that's a fantastic device.
I
Um,
agree.
but it's not the top tippy top of what I want. I mean, they've got the what's that new one they got? I'm trying to think what it's called.
The Envoy.
Envoy, yes.
Yes, I've been holding myself back, but I don't know how much longer I can do that. I've seen
Well,
some great evidence with the Envoy.
well, it's interesting. I mean, it was on featured on Kindred Spirits, and
Mhm,
it's a looks pretty interesting, and how it will work is what I want to see how it works.
mhm.
Needs to get to us through.
Don't have to. Okay, sounds good, Kat. I'll work on it. Okay, gotcha.
Ah,
Nice.
yeah. See, I oh, okay, the GS1. Yeah, I have the GS1, and for some reason, I don't know, maybe your laser works better than mine because I can't even see my laser.
Uh, the Envoy was on sale last week. You are right, and I did not go on it because I just bought myself a new car because I destroyed my old one going to Darren's event.
Oh, Jesus, I didn't know that.
I didn't destroy it. The oil pump went out in it, and I
Oh,
killed it.
jeez.
Yeah. So,
Well, at least you had 2 fellows with you that hop in the truck with.
yeah, no kidding.
Well, it's a nice looking car what you got, though. That'll get
Oh
you
yeah.
around for quite a while.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So, what is on the season for, Ethan's encounters of what locations you're gonna be going to?
Okay, so right now we are have already recorded two specials. They all had to get delayed because of some turns of life events that occurred. But we have the Sally House, Beatty Mansion. We will have the Wishara County Historical Society, Horridge House, Broadhead Manor. We'll have two specials at Broadhead Manor this year because love Bill. And then our season finale will end up at Edinburgh Manor, which that is one that I'm very, very excited for because we're going to be trying some things, doing some certain experiments that I've been really looking forward to trying because I have a lot of questions about spirit boxes and how far away a spirit has to be to actually speak to you on a
Mm,
spirit box. So I'm really interested in that. But that's my whole year. I'm taking it down to 7 specials for this year because it could be a lot. I'm a one-man show, 100% reviewing evidence. I mean, like, I have 3 Phasm cams that I'm gonna be setting out on each one. That's 30 hours of footage, not even talking the camcorder that follows me the whole night. So,
mhm.
it's a lot of work, and
Oh yeah.
it's going to be fun. I'm really already enjoying the experiences that I've had, so really
Yeah,
excited.
I can't wait till Jeff is saying hi. I can't wait till we get going with Nathaniel, which is in chat here. He's part of my team, and
Mhm.
he likes to record on the camcorder, so I'll have him start filming some stuff.
Good.
And so I can't wait for that too, because I like to see what we can do. And you're right, editing takes a lot of time to do and get
Oh
things
yeah.
the way how you want it to be, what kind of song, what, all that stuff. That you know,
Yes.
so I get you. I
It,
get you. I've been in the YouTube game for a few years.
yeah, it's a lot of work, but I've had a passion for video editing for a while. It's kind of always just been a side thing, but and
Mhm.
then I got into paranormal. The two go together really well, so
Oh yeah, they do. Absolutely.
it
So
works
what
out.
kind of gear, like editing gear, do you use?
Well, I use Wondershare by or Filmora essentially.
More? Okay,
Yep,
I've heard of that.
and they it's a good kind of you not base just above baseline for editing softwares for you to I don't know anyone can use it basically, but it does a really good job. It always turns out really good for everything that I use it for. So
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah, see, I mean, I've been using LumaFusion, and
okay,
that takes a little bit. But the thing is, what I don't like about LumaFusion is, okay, you buy it on Apple,
hmm
and if you have an Apple phone, it can transfer to your Apple iPad, so you don't have to buy it again. But when you have an Android iPad, you have to rebuy it again.
yep.
I'm like, come on, seriously?
They'll get you on that. Yes.
So, I have been looking at to move up to DaVinci Resolve because I heard a
Okay.
lot of people are having a lot of success with DaVinci Resolve. It's a learning curve if you were into, uh, let's say, I can't think of the other big partners. Anyhow,
if
I
you're
go ahead.
if you're willing to take the leap, but Premiere is probably the best that.
Oh yeah, that's it. Adobe Premiere. Yeah, everybody's
Mhm.
actually coming from Adobe Premiere to moving to DaVinci Resolve.
Okay.
The sad thing is those things are expensive.
You ain't kidding. I feel that. I've
It's like
been fighting that.
$295.
Yeah, I've been fighting that for a while. So I've been trying to. That's why I got Filmora is because it's one time payment of like $50, and I've been using it for like 4 years, and I haven't had a problem. So
Yeah. So what location are you really okay, so you talked about Edinburgh. So you wanna
that's
try some new stuff.
I want to try some new stuff because I've been there many times now, and I'll share the experiment with everybody.
Okay.
Um, Essentially, is I'm going to set out 4 spirit boxes, 4 recorders, and the 4 different corners of the building. I'm going to put walkie talkies at each of them to sync up audio. And I'm going to sit in the very main center area of the building
Mhm.
with no spirit box and sit there in the quiet and ask questions and see if any of the corners of the building respond when I ask the questions, and just see how far away they need to be to hear me or be able to talk to me. So
Right.
that'll be really interesting. I've always wanted to do something like that, but I
Those are
finally
interesting
figured it out.
tactics.
Yeah, I just want to sit there quietly with me, my cameraman, and I believe Kat Armstrong's going to be my special guest in that video.
There you
And
go.
then I
You'll
also
be on
have
Perfect soon.
uh, no, I'm gonna be on YouTube. I'm very much everything's gonna be free for me. But
Yeah,
we'll
I know.
we'll be. I'm also planning on going to the basement as
It's
my
gonna
grand
cost you.
finale. She'll be my paid guest, I guess, but uh, I'm eventually gonna go do my big finale of the year is gonna be my solo in the basement of Edinburgh Manor, which is kind of, if you haven't been there, kind of a hard task
Yes,
sometimes
it
to go
is.
down there by yourself. So that's what this whole year is kind of leading up to, is gonna be that intense moment of me being down there and talking to whatever is down there by myself.
Your
So
soul.
my soul. That's gonna cost me my soul. Yeah, probably. But don't worry, my paramom will be there to save me when I'm crawling up the ceilings and speaking Latin, right?
He'll be pulling you up by the ear and say, "Get your ass up here.
Pulling me up the stairs. Yeah.
Come here, my boy. You
Yeah,
can't go here no more."
exactly. I did have a scary ass just down. Oh yeah, that's the night I had to run outside because I was gonna throw up.
No.
That's a lot of fun. Yeah, so if there's some interesting energies down there, I'm gonna go talk to them. Yep.
Yeah. I just gotta make sure that we just don't get attachments and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Drawing the walls.
Yeah. I think I'm good from that now. The first time I ever investigated, I had my big attachment where I didn't realize that I could invite things to come do that to me. So
Yeah.
now I'm much more selective of the words that I say. So I try to
Yeah.
keep away from that.
I'll probably have to start teaching myself about that with Augusta because, you know, things she gets kind of nasty sometimes.
Yeah, it turns out if you flirt with the female spirit, sometimes they will attach to you. And
Not this guy.
that 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 happened to me in my first ever investigation, which was at Edinburgh. Uh, we
Mhm.
were we were on the men's side of the second floor, and I hollered down the hallway, "Hey, if there's any ladies down there, we got a single, hardworking young man down here that would love to talk to you." And sure enough, one came home with me, and not what I was expecting.
Well, was she old? Was she young?
She was young. She was a younger lady. She was probably not probably in her teens, and she found a very good liking to me. And Kat had to help me with that one
Yeah,
because
she
she
feels it
was
still wasn't a female. She thinks it's probably a male.
no, she. I had
Oh,
another interaction up there
gotcha.
where I got touched,
Yeah.
and she thinks that a man was touching me. That's a whole nother story.
Well, we'll keep things professional here. We ain't gonna get.
Yeah. Might need to leave that one alone.
Yeah, we'll leave that one alone. So you got Edinburgh. So what is your next location that you probably don't have planned yet, but what are you excited to get to, and how far are you willing to go to a location?
How far am I willing to go? Well, I mean, I went to Kansas for Sally. Uh, right now, probably my next one that I'm going to end up recording might end up being a broadhead or one of my broadheads first because I'm kind of waiting for the June time frame, and you know why, to go to Ashara. And right now, pretty much I'm only willing to go to like Indiana for something like that. At this
Mhm.
point, I'm trying to keep it in the Midwest at this moment. Next year, I have big plans, some really exciting ones that I'm chomping at the bit for, and that is going on a long paranormal road trip, which I'm going to have to very specifically select a few people for
Mhm.
this trip. And we're all going to hop in a car and we're going to hit some bucket list places until we hit the Atlantic Ocean. And that's where we're going to have our final finale.
Ooh,
Yes.
so
And
yeah, it's getting close.
yes. And Gettysburg might be on that list. So really excited.
That'd be probably a hard one to tackle because it's so huge. Because there's the whole town is haunted basically, but
Mhm.
if you're talking battlegrounds specifically, yeah, you probably spend a good easy week out there.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Which I'm only going to be spending one night at each of these locations that I'm planning on going to. Essentially, my huge grand finale of this trip is going to be I end at the Conjuring House in Rhode Island, is going to be
Ooh,
what I want to do. So,
you
because the
better you're out that far, you better just go say hi to Amityville too right away.
right, I want to get out that way. The Conjuring House has always been something that I've been interested in, even when I wasn't big in the paranormal.
Mhm.
So that's kind of always been my mecca. Like that's going to be my trip, and so
Hey,
I'm
Nick.
really excited to get out there. Hey Nick, how's it going? But along the way, I'm going to hit all the bucket list places, and I'm going to try whoever I'm taking. I'm going to try to ask them, "What's your place between here and there that you really want to see?" And just try to hit and try to make it special for everyone that goes with me. But it's
Mhm.
going to be a small group of people for sure.
That'll be interesting. There's a few asylums out that way. I think Penhurst is one of them. Is out there.
Yeah.
Is pretty nice. And then there's the one in Weston, Virginia. I'm trying to think about that. Oh, I'm having a brain fart. That's what happens when I get old.
Oh damn.
Uh,
I'm getting there. I'm getting there, Darren.
anyhow, you get to just what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So now with Ethan Encounters and the travels and all that stuff with Broadhead, so let's talk about you and Paranormal Exposures and the places you'll be going with them this year.
Yes. Paranormal exposures. We're hitting some really fun places this year, which I'm really excited about. We're to take a party bus, Ethan. Lori, I would be having way too much fun on that trip. We would be
You might as well take an RV.
I would not be able to investigate. But we oh sorry, Jamie Lynn.
Yep, sure. He
Sorry, I
works
knew I read
fine.
this. Okay, yes, it is a struggle, and I'd love to talk about that as well. We'll get back to paranormal exposures. Yes, I work actually as an overnight bakery mechanic in my not paranormal time. According to my coworkers, I'm a camping enthusiast because I don't tell them that I talk to dead people because that way I don't look crazy. But it is a hard balance to have because I work actually Tuesdays through Fridays, 4 10-hour days a week. And so Friday nights I can't do investigations. My team plans a Friday night investigation. I don't get off work and go to the investigation. I work all that night into
Mhm.
Saturday morning. So it does make it a struggle, although it does also open me up for like Sunday investigations, which are usually cheaper if I ever want to go someplace. Depending on location, sometimes it's cheaper. So it is a difficult way to I have a lot on my plate. I'm constantly going somewhere. So that does make it difficult.
It does. Until you get some good coin from ghoststop.com.
Yeah, let's check out Ghost Stop. Yeah, go click my link to buy your stuff, and then that way I don't need a job. No, I'm kidding.
Right?
But
Now
anyway,
she says you gotta have a stripper pole for William.
I'm liking your ideas, Lori. We need to talk more. That's what we need to do. I love it. But yes, I'm very appreciative of my team paranormal exposures. They did try to work around my schedule for work, which I really do appreciate. But we have a lot of fun events going on this year. One of them that I'm really looking forward to, of course, Spirits in the Spring. We're going to be at it. Everyone's talking about it. Broadhead Manor, April 22nd. Everyone be there, please. That's going to be a really good day. I'm really excited to meet every one of you. If you are there, please come up, say hi. I'm going to be running around shaking hands all day. I'm also a
It might pinch
representative.
your butt, but
Depends who you are. Hold on. I go handshake then pinch butt. I don't go straight pinch butt. But I am a representative of
kissing
Broadhead Manor.
babies.
I kiss babies, signing people. Whatever you need me to do, it's fine. But I'm a representative of Broadhead Manor, so I'm there to, kind of as Bill and everyone takes care of other things, I'm gonna try to be the front man, I guess, for them that day. So I'll be helping out people where I can. If you're a vendor, I'll come around, shake your hand, and ask if you need anything. You guys can always come to me when we're there at the thing. So yes, I really wanna meet and talk to everyone that I can. So always feel free to come talk to me there. But we also got Sheboygan. We're going to the Sheboygan Asylum this year. That's going to be really cool. They got some. I don't know a whole lot about the situation there.
Mhm.
Luckily we got in there, and that's going to be cool. And then Ashmore Estates, I'm really excited for.
Wow.
My
Me
team,
and Kat were talking about that one, but I just couldn't get my finances in order for that one.
yeah, we're going to be going down there in November, I believe, which will be a little frigid, but is what it is. They actually worked with it so that I could get there. That was one of the things. They moved it from a Friday to a Saturday in November because that was the next Saturday that they had.
Mhm.
And that's another location that I've just seen great stuff on. Everyone has,
Yeah,
but
especially the third floor.
yeah. And one that we already done this year that I am so surprised with is the Cambry House.
Oh,
Wow.
let's talk about the Cambry House.
The Cambry House is do not sleep on the Cambry House. Please, people that are out there in paranormal, this is not a normal place. There's something just weird. And I absolutely loved my experience there. I spent most of my time outside at the Cambry House. And I had some amazing, amazing interactions while I was there.
Did you encounter any of the Indians that were on that land type deal?
We encountered Kyle. Uh, C- Cambry House was a dream. We had a little wedding ceremony for Kyle and I. It was quite entertaining. We had a good time. But I didn't encounter Native American energy. We
Okay.
encountered some sort of hunter. I don't know if an accident happened in the woods or what had happened, but we did encounter some sort of a hunter.
Rebecca could tell you that one.
Yeah, we've there's apparently if Eglantine is her name, the
Mhm.
little girl there. She was apparently buried on property, uh, but no one knows where. It's in an unmarked grave. We had some very interesting interactions of with a little girl outside. She would never confirmed if she was Eglantine, but sounded like she like wanted to be found and some different things like that. So I have some ideas and theories on where she's actually located on the property. But it was a good time. It was amazing some of the things that I saw there. The night ended as we are leaving. You look in the upstairs window and you can see the attic door start to open as we are carrying our last bit of equipment out. So yes, please do not sleep on the Cambry House because that is a great, great location. So,
Yeah, I haven't been there since 2020. So
oh, it's
be
a
going back in July of
oh
2022, I should say July 22nd.
no, that Cambry, definitely go there if you can. Granger's another location everyone sleeps on, but it's a great spot. And I know you're going there in May,
Yep.
but that's another location. Those two places I feel like might get a little overlooked sometimes, and they're great ones. 100%.
Yeah. I enjoy Cambria. Like you said, the scenery is great. You're right on the Mississippi River. And it makes too for a really good investigation.
It
And you're right,
does.
the outside, there can be a lot outside. I mean, depending on where you go. I didn't really get a chance to uh investigate outside very much. I did most of the house and then I went out to the small barn area.
Yeah.
But I mean that's like I said, it's a definitely a place you don't sleep on.
No, for sure. Like we had the XLS out there in the backyard, and we actually saw someone like at a tree as if they were tapping for syrup.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
as I'm like, "Hey, are you over there tapping for syrup?" Right away, we hear syrup come across our RTC, which was really cool. So, I mean, it just there were so many great things, and I had more stuff outside than inside. I mean, we had some good interactions on the inside. Don't get me wrong,
Mhm.
but we had way more outside. Kyle and I actually went out there alone a few times, and we had some amazing, amazing stuff. Oddly enough, we got the one that normally doesn't like people, Fritz. He usually
Okay.
doesn't talk. We had mostly him while we were
Oh,
inside, which was really strange.
yeah.
And a lot of biblical references and stuff about a Bible that he was frantically looking for. But it was really strange. It was like everything that she told us was it was just opposite. And it was really weird. It was fun
Oh,
though.
yeah. Like I said, that's sometimes it's you just never know what you get at a location, and sometimes
Yep.
it'll be a surprising experience as to what happens.
Sometimes you're gonna get nothing.
Absolutely. You gonna spend that $2,000, you're gonna go to the Conjuring House and you get nothing, you know?
That's completely a possibility, and that's what I want. That's
But
once
you're there
again,
for the location, though. I mean,
that's
it's like it's an iconic location in the paranormal field. Don't get
definitely.
me wrong. Same thing with Lizzie Borden House and all those other, like Sheboygan, the expensive locations that are out there. They are expensive for a reason.
Mhm.
But, sometimes, when it comes to locations like that, I wish they would dumb down their prices a little bit to make it more affordable.
Yeah.
Not everybody can bring 10, 15 people with them to a location.
Right.
That type of deal. And that's just my small rant for today. So we're done with that. Uh,
Yeah.
so let's get back to talking about paranormal exposures and everything else. And
Yes. Um, I have a great team. I really will say that over and over again. We work very fluidly. We have a vast range of people on our team, and I think that's one of our strong suits. Is we have the young to the old. We have a great mix of different people, gender wise, age wise, and from all different backgrounds. So all of us to come together, and we work so well as a team, and we're all so understanding, communicative, everything else. We have, of course, Kat and William Armstrong. I love them to death. They kind of recognized me as a person and brought me onto the team. So I always appreciate them. They're two of the most important people. I'm not calling you old. I hope Carla isn't here, but
I wasn't going to say something like, no, I let this one alone. You'll dig yourself out of your own hole on this one.
I apologize, Mom. I apologize. But they brought me on, and I can say that those two are now some of my best friends, and I absolutely love all these people to death. Kat and William's son, Kyle. He's now after camper. He's now my husband. So yeah, I guess I gotta like him, right? He's probably one of my favorite people. He can always make me laugh, and he always brings that energy that I'm looking for in an investigation. Him and I start joking around, stuff starts happening, and even if we're at least really good when we're all taking a break. We keep the rest of the team entertained at least, so I don't mind that. But then we got our Heidi Schmidt. She's been on a few podcasts lately, actually, so that's good on her.
Communities
Yep,
to be on tonight.
she was on Paraunity and everything else. So she's we just got this really, I wouldn't say weird group, but we just got this interesting group of people, and also the other two ladies, Savannah and Carla. Savannah's a young lady who she's kind of been missing the last year because she had some other things going on with her job, but now she's really getting back into it and hitting all of our investigations. I'm excited to work with her. I haven't gotten as many chances, but she's a good investigator as well. And Carla is the sweetest lady. I absolutely love Carla. She's a sweetheart. Um, she's she absolutely loves the paranormal, and then she's also like kind of quiet, but when she talks, it means something.
Right.
It's really meaningful when she speaks, and I love her to death.
And then you also have another person you investigate with is Grace.
Grace, yes, she got to be with the team at Granger House. She's kind of my lady friend, whatever, and she's a really good
Don't
investigator
lie.
already. She's my girlfriend. Okay, thank you, Darren. We'll put it out there. I got a girlfriend. It's fine.
Now she heard you.
Sorry, my husband's in chat. Okay, come on now. But Grace is doing so good. Her and I met each other, and we. Thank you, Kat. But she told me she had paranormal experience. I didn't know what her extent was. And her and I, our first time ever investigating together was at Broadhead just for like an hour and a half. And her and I clicked on it so well right off the bat. And she's really already a great investigator. I can say that she asks great questions. She keeps up. She's very active in investigation. And I really appreciate that about her. So I'm still learning things about her
Mhm.
and still learning how she operates in the paranormal. And she got to investigate with my team once at Granger, as I said, but she really actually kind of gelled well with the team. She also
Hey,
had
Tom.
she has that playful banter that we can all sit around and have fun together. And
Right.
seemed like she vibed really well with our whole group. So I'm really glad that happened. So
Oh yeah, she was impressive at the Washoe County Historic Museum. My wife, Marcia, she's like, I was really impressed, and she does those two click so well together, and and you do, and she does do a very good job.
Oh, definitely. I'm very proud of her and what she's already able to do with our team. And yes, she will be joining us again. In fact, they're swapping us out. They're taking her to Edinburgh and not me.
Oh,
Simply because I have to work that night. But they're like, oh, she could come along. So she's going there without me, which will be interesting. I'm super excited for her to have that opportunity. But
that's good. That's good. I mean, and that way now, without with you being there the next time, but now she gets them to herself.
mhm,
It'd be interesting what had done it, how the spirits react to her now that you're not next to her, and see how that goes.
that's very true. She's very good about her protections and different
Hmm.
things like that. So I don't have many worries for her, and she'll do just fine. I think she's gonna love Edinburgh as much as I do. But did my camera? Sorry, I start talking
Well,
about Edinburgh, my everything starts breaking on me. Don't worry, I'm not haunted. You're haunted.
right.
But yeah, she's doing great. I can't talk enough about my team. Like I love each and every one of them, but I don't want to. I could go on about each member, so I tried to keep each one short. But Grace isn't officially a part of the team. She's an add-on. She's a just a nice little perk that we have right now that she can come along every once in a while. So
There you go. So let's hit a couple questions here. With being in the paranormal field, and you've seen a lot of stuff, but what's the what do you want to see more of the paranormal down the road?
more of the paranormal field or more of the
Yes,
paranormal
more. What do
community.
you see? Want to see more of the paranormal field? I'm sorry, I screwed up on the
Um,
question.
um, More of in the paranormal field. Um, I'm I have a lot of interests at a few locations that I just need to know more about. One of them is Edinburgh Manor.
Hmm.
Um, so I really want to dive into why some of the darker things are there. And I really want to learn more about Broadhead as well. That's a location that it shouldn't be haunted, is the thing. Nothing really traumatic happened there.
Hmm.
And there's just a few spirits, actually quite a few spirits that stick around there, and I'm not quite 100% sure why. So I really want to get into those places again this year and just kind of ask some different questions than what I have been doing because I did, I think, 15 nights at Broadhead last year.
Hmm.
So I want to get in there, see what I can really figure out because that's a location I think some people might sleep on because there isn't anything that's necessarily dark at that location. But really, it's a home run of a location out of the park. So I I really want to go to those two, which are also the closest ones to me. I want to learn more about them and
Hmm.
kind of really fully understand. I've seen some crazy stuff at both of these locations. I mean, just the other night I was seeing shadow people at Broadhead, like full on shadow people, tall. This tall figure was standing there staring at me. We just had like this little staring contest and then he zipped away. But it's such a cool location there and Edinburgh's notorious. It's already all pretty much booked up for the year. So
Hmm.
everyone kind of knows about that spot.
Yep, yep. I hear you there. I
I
mean,
just I just want to get a better understanding of locations,
yeah. I
the
mean,
more the
it takes
why.
time.
Yeah, it does. It takes a lot of nights at a place. Like I said, I spent 15 nights at Broadhead last year. I still don't understand everything that's going on there. So that's something that I really need to do. Hi, Nick. Thank you. I
Hey,
know. I
Nick.
appreciate it.
They'll make an author out of you yet, like Mr. Scott Bowser, writing books about Edinburgh Manor and Broadhead Manor, and
Really, I mean, that is an interesting thing, and I have thought about that, or you know, going through investigations and making notes and turning it into something. I've thought about that before, and that's very interesting to me. But I want to start making more documentation, and I
mhm,
don't think that's something we always do as investigators. We kind of take our documentation as like, okay, these are our video clips that we will sometimes never get to. You know what I mean? So I really want to start writing down this is what we know from this investigation. These are the facts that we were able to bring up. And
Mhm.
then the next time we might have something that counteracts that. So maybe we need to focus on that again. Just kind of make a detailed list of things that we do. This is what we know. This is what we don't know. This is what we need to figure out at a location. But given my style of how I like to investigate, being a little more on the fun side, I want to somehow find a way to incorporate that with still trying to figure out information.
Mhm.
Usually I can still figure out information about a person, more of their personal stuff of like, oh, what you really liked pizza at lunch, when you were here going to school, stuff like that. Like, all right, I can figure that out pretty quickly. But I want to figure out the deeper things while
Right.
still having that joking personality to where I can get it out of them. So I'm just
And you
trying to
never
work
know
with
what
that.
might you get out of. I mean, that's just I mean, the more you play, the more you can get.
You build like a
Yeah.
trust.
Right.
I'll joke with you, you joke with me. Then if I can slip a kind of more serious question in there while we're joking around, they'll be more inclined to answer that question almost.
Correct.
So I'm just trying to build that rapport with all these spirits, and I think that's why you get some people. They'll just go into a location. They'll be like, just let's just light this up. Which it sometimes that is how it is sometimes,
Mhm.
but you gotta if things are usually slow for me, I'll just start talking to the person next to me. And some people don't like that, and I understand why, and I understand why
Mhm.
they don't like that. But I start engaging this conversation, then they'll start engaging with that conversation. So most
Right.
people will be like, "What are you doing?" I got a few chess pieces moving around here to where it's gonna work. So,
Yeah. And a great example is on one of my EVPs that I just put out tonight. Is that when we were down in the basement at Broadhead with me, you, Heidi, and Kat,
mhm,
we were all just shooting the shit, and all of a sudden it's like, "Are you listening to me?" Comes right out of the spirit talker. It's like, "Yeah, we're paying attention to you," but
yeah,
you hit it on the head. That's just it. You start a different conversation, and
yeah,
once they realize you're talking to somebody else and you're not really talking directly to them,
mhm.
then that's when they'll respond.
Or
So
they're people too. So basically, if you just have these four people randomly roll up to your house, walk in, and are all sitting there staring at you, being like, "Well, I want you to light this thing up right now," they're gonna be, "Who the hell are you?" Kind of a
right,
deal. So I like to start all talking, let them join us, and then we can start talking around, kind of a deal. Almost let them approach us.
right. And that's the thing that I could say about, she's
Yeah.
quoting the Joker, "Why it's so serious?" Uh,
Yes,
um,
exactly.
and, when me and Scott were in the jail during that event, we actually started bringing up Henry, and then we brought up, George, her husband, and all that stuff, and I think we got a pretty intense investigation when we did that,
Mhm.
and Scott's like, 'cause I sent her the whole list of the EVPs we got, and she's like, "Holy crap, didn't think we'd get this." I mean, because we had a male say Henry after we talked about Henry, and
Okay.
then in fact, we brought Scott's book into play and say, "Hey, Scott wrote a book about you. How do you feel about what he had in his book? Was it accurate?"
Mhm.
And then you heard a female voice after we just said that in the background say, "Yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah."
Wow.
So, yeah, I mean,
Interesting.
right, exactly. So when we start tearing off a little bit.
Mhm.
And yeah, you're right. Absolutely. Gotta have fun.
Of
What's the
course.
point of investigating if you're not gonna have fun, right? Do what you love.
Exactly. Thank you, Jamie Lynn. You have a good night too.
Good night, Jamie. Thanks for coming in tonight.
But
Um,
another thing I kind of wanted to touch on is I've been seeing a lot of, I don't know, a lot of fame chasing, which that's kind of what Ethan Encounters is against. We're against the Hollywood narrative.
mhm,
We're against the whole, if I get really scared here, I'm gonna get more views later down the road or more likes or whatever. Try to react for content. I've been
you
seeing
Bill?
a lot of fame chasing lately, and that's something that as a community I think we need to Gotta listen. We're out here. We're talking to dead people in old buildings. We are not as cool as what we think we are. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Oh
You
yeah,
know.
so it's you get those looks out there in the grocery store and you start talking about that stuff. It's like, what the hell is he talking about? These guys are
Exactly.
weird, you know. It's like,
Exactly.
yeah,
We are.
we're talking about spirits.
Yeah, we're talking about dead people, and a lot of people are out here chasing the fame. Trying to butter this person up because they have this many followers or
Mhm.
subscribers and whatnot to try to get in with them. Uh, it's just I've been seeing a ridiculous amount of it lately, and it's something that I'm just like, come on.
It's hard enough just to be yourself when you're in this field.
Right. It's a very vulnerable and sometimes emotional field, and then you have these other people that are out there doing this, and it's like when
Yeah,
you recognize it, you're like, okay, come on, guys, let's
it
let's
is
pull
what it is,
ourselves together. Thank you,
right?
Heidi.
Hey, Heidi. Yeah, and I don't. I talk say this to a lot of people. It's like I don't care to be on TV. I don't
Mhm.
care whatsoever about it. I'll watch what's on TV because I watch for the locations. I watch how the investigating styles are,
Right.
the equipment. You know, all
Mhm.
that stuff is interesting to me because all the rest stuff they're doing on the TV, I could do the same thing. It's just
Yeah.
I'm not on TV. You know,
Exactly.
but it's and a lot like Nick, he's got those. Nick, correct me. He's got the thing they use on 20 Days Haunted, for the energy field, the
Mhm.
thing they spun. I can never say it right, Nick, so I'm sorry. Um, I'm kind of scatterbrained today.
Just
But
today.
yeah, just today. But I mean, it's like he's got the generator thing he's using, and that's a cool item.
I I
And
really liked his explanation of that at the event that we had.
right.
That was really good.
So I mean, and he tries unique things, and I've run things past him before. It's like, hey, I took a picture of something. What do you think about this? Do you think a spirit will cooperate with this? Do you think a spirit will with that? He goes, hey, it's worth a shot.
Mhm.
And he's right. It's worth a shot. You
Yeah,
know, um,
definitely.
the newest thing I just picked up that I showed him was, I forgot what it's called. It's like some people use it to go to sleep with. It's got 5 balls, and then you hold one, and it just goes back and
Oh,
forth.
yep.
I can't think of it, but that's what I end up getting.
Okay.
Um, $5. I want to see if a spirit could pull one of those balls apart from the other ball and let it drop.
Oh, okay. That would be interesting.
So, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah, it's worth a shot. You gotta try something new. That's
and it's cheap. It was $5.
exactly something. And sometimes you'll purchase things and they don't work. Here, let me grab my little buddy over here that doesn't work. Uh, this is my little robot that I bought that I was hoping would be spirit interactable. Turns out it's just a very dumb little robot. Uh, in fact, his nickname is or his name is Dumbass. So this is because sometimes it'll just run into something and tip over, and it's just not worth it. It was only $10, but it was worth a shot. That was the thing.
Yeah, that's just it. I mean, you just never know what will work, and that's the beauty of it. I mean, a simple little game. I always joke around in the lives like, hey, next thing you gotta do is play the Parrot Twister. And they're like, Parrot Twister? What the hell are you talking about? Yeah, see if you can get a spirit to play Twister on your little XLS or whatever.
That would be fun. I could bring this up and
There you
test it on
go.
Elizabeth, I guess, but yeah, he's not the smartest little robot, so we'll see if she can play with it or not.
Right.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about cameras now? Do you like using the wired cameras versus like the Wi-Fi cameras? Like I use wise cams.
hmm I so basically I use the Phasm cams, which they do have a Wi-Fi option.
Mhm.
Honestly, I don't
That's
need
it. I
the
knew it.
Newton's Cradle. Yep, that's right. We
I
could
can't
do
think tonight, but
Twister.
I knew.
Twister at Broadhead could be a thing we could do. That would be a lot of fun out on the gym floor. But honestly, when I'm on location, I don't need to be pulling up the cameras on my phone to be like, unless I was like trying to find someone, I guess if I have like a group there.
Mhm.
But uh, I'm gonna just watch it later, so I don't even worry about hooking anything of mine up Wi-Fi. Uh, I just obviously those Phasm cams, you just have a micro SD card in them, and you'll just go back and replay it later, right?
Mhm.
Uh, but our team has a DVR setup, which I mean, I do enjoy it. I mean, it's a lot of running wires and different things like that, which kind of, when you wake up the next day after investigation, your first thing isn't, man, I really want to go run around looking for removing wires and winding them up. But it is a nice thing to have on set with a TV setup with all your cameras. It can be nice. I won't lie, but I'd only use that in my team setting anyways. That's just it's a convenience, especially when you have a lot of people out there. You can watch where people are, just keep track of when you have a larger group.
Right. So what's the craziest thing you've ever caught on a camera?
Well, I guess I'll talk on it. It's gonna be the Sally House video. I have something rolling one of my things fully across the floor, and that was pretty amazing. Uh, I've had some really good stuff. I've filmed so many things at this point. It's starting to all mesh together. But I've had great mag light interactions that are on point. I've had all this stuff. Uh, I probably have missed something out there where I probably caught some great evidence, but I'm just missed it when I was watching it back. You know what I mean? I
Mhm.
always have that fear that I'm missing something, but I haven't caught like a full shadow figure yet or anything too crazy. But I'm I haven't gone through everything yet, but the Sally House that's kind of actually watching something go from stationary and start rolling across the floor is pretty dang cool. And I can't debunk it. I sat there and I tried, and the thing is, it stops on a dime out of
Mm.
nowhere, and I'm like, wow, that was. I can't sit here. It doesn't hit anything. It does. It just stops on a dime, and I'm like, wow. So at that point, that's gonna be coming out here soon. In fact, I'm gonna be staying up all night working on it tonight. So I'm trying to get that video all together.
Oh boy, don't rush. That's the thing. Don't rush on your videos.
Oh no,
Gotta get the way how you like it.
oh, trust me, there's plenty of time. Uh, oh, thank you, Nick. I very much appreciate. Yes, I did show Kat that footage already, so yes, it was pretty cool. That isn't quite paranormal, Nick, but we'll take it. We'll take it. It isn't normal. I could say that. Well, maybe for Vegas it's normal. I don't know. I haven't been there
Oh, I don't know if you're missing much, but
yet.
I was there in 2003 for a week, and trust me, you don't want to be there for a week.
Darren barely made it back, guys. Come on.
People-
That's actually when you went blind in the one eye, right? Wild week. You guys don't even want to know. It stays in Vegas.
Yes, 107 degrees every day we were there,
Oh, yeah, that's crisp.
and we walked everywhere. My feet were just dead.
I bet. I bet.
But I mean, it's cool for the sights and stuff like that. But
Oh,
Vegas is good for
definitely.
2-3 days tops. Then you lose all your money.
Yeah, then you're broke and trying
Yeah,
to get home.
and we don't get the free steak.
Thank you, Nick.
So, well, I mean, we're over the hour, but I'm gonna have one last question to ask you, and I don't think I
Okay.
ever asked you about this question before.
Interesting.
Um,
Thank you, Nick. I know.
okay, so there's a lot of people that sometimes have issues with this, and I don't know if being in as long as you've had been in the paranormal field, have you ever had the issues with astral projection, and how do you feel about astral projection?
Okay. This is very interesting. I personally, I don't know if I've astral projected to the definition of astral projecting. I have a lot of theories on dreams, which we do not have the time for. But I know my sister, she would accidentally astral project, and that was something her grandma was a psychic, and it's passed down to her. She definitely has abilities, but she doesn't do anything in any field of paranormal. But she had this problem where she was astral projecting as a teenager, and like to the point where she ended up seeing her father who had passed away. Some really crazy stuff happened there, but astral projecting, it's scary. Like, if you think about it, it's actually really scary that people are able to do that,
Mhm.
and I have a whole theory that somehow, some way, we are actually the ones that haunt these locations, and, once again, I could talk on that for hours, but sometimes I have things in my dreams. I get a lot of things through dreams actually where I will be at a location or things like that. And I sometimes wonder, what, well, if the team was there last night, were they getting something weird because maybe in my dream I was there and somehow my energy was there? I've always thought
Mhm.
of that as something that might be a possibility.
It can be.
Oh man, I have so many theories about it, but like at one location last year, before I've never been to location, it's an undisclosed location that I cannot talk about really or name specifics about. But I had a whole dream where I was in this building and before I'd ever gone, and come to find out the next week when we go there, I knew the building almost like the back of my hand. I'd seen different places in the building already, and I'm like, well, if there was a team here, maybe I could have been the in my dream, I had people running and screaming from me and, like, that were scared, so I'm like, "Was a group running out of here last weekend because I was here already?" I don't
Mhm.
know. That was just very, very interesting to me.
Yeah. And actually, what you're talking about like that is I was watching, Haunted Hospitals,
Mhm.
and, there was a lady that was, like she was at home as a nurse or whatever, she was had to deal with kids, but she was dreaming about this kid having issues, and a spirit was coming after his child and all this and that,
Mhm.
and then the lady that was working called her at home and it's like, "Are you here at work?" And she's like, "No, I'm not, I'm at home." She goes, "Well, you need to get down here right away." So she gets down there. She rolled backs the recorder because it records the room, and here it shows her standing in the room,
Wow.
facing the dream, what she was doing with her dream.
I absolutely love that. That's gonna have my mind spinning all night long thinking about that, but I've had so many things happen in my dreams that have ended up happening in real life. I've known
Mhm,
things about locations before they happened. I've seen different teammates of mine have different experiences at a location, even if I wasn't a part of their experience and they end up having it.
mhm.
And I absolutely
Premonitions.
I get a lot of premonition dreams. I know when I'm gonna have a bad night. I've had dreams where I'm like, okay, I'm something's gonna come at me, something's going to make me feel sick. That and sadly it ends up happening. I'm still gonna go either way, I'm
Oh,
gonna
yeah, it's just
go.
something you can't stop sometimes.
It's just a part of the game, but I get those quite often, and I have a lot of theories on them. There's some that contradict each other, but the one where we are the people that haunt these locations is probably one of my top ones for sure.
Yeah. Have you ever been to a location that you just couldn't, like, get out of your car and just had to leave because it's just, like, it was too much for you?
I haven't had that happen to me yet. I've had locations that definitely they give you that feeling in the bottom of your gut that's like, damn. And Sally House was one of them for not even anything crazy that was happening. It just had this feeling like you're always about to get pounced on almost.
Mhm.
And it just always had this feeling no matter where you were, it was just always there. So that was the only location where I like constantly was like almost had this little bit of fear in me. Even if I tried to play it off in my whole special, I
Mhm.
definitely had a little bit of my first 2 videos of this year, you're gonna see a scared Ethan, and it's a legitimate fear. Beatty Mansion was wild,
Oh,
that's
I
for
can
sure.
imagine. What Nick was saying here is true. I've heard Johnny say that. Um, I don't know what video it was I've seen it, but I heard him say it before.
That's cool. I'd like to I've chatted with Johnny Hauser a few times. I'll need to talk to him about that, but, Nick, if I do learn how to astral project, I'll be down there. If you see a beer tip over out of the fridge, it's just me trying to grab one, I promise. But
"Hey, you're not 21 yet."
oh, wait. Maybe a Mountain Dew if falls out of the fridge. I don't know.
No, that's good.
Oh yeah, whatever makes
I'll be
us
the
right.
first one to feed you a beer.
It's
Or
just a
Nick.
friendly
Nick will probably be
friendly
the first one.
ghost. Yeah, that's just a friendly ghost grabbing a beer. Don't worry about it. It isn't me. But no.
Yeah. I mean, it's yeah, those things are very interesting when it happens. And I've had dreams that happen 6 months down the road, but it happens to everybody.
I had one dream that it's really difficult because Grace really wants to, the Bell Witch Cave.
Mm.
I had a dream before I even knew what the Bell Witch Cave was. I'd never even heard of it. It was almost a year ago now. I had a dream where this like woman was there, and she's just like gets up in my face and grabs me by the collar and goes, "Do not go to the Bell Witch Cave," and like throws me to the ground. And that next day, I'm like, "What the fuck's the Bell Witch Cave?" So I look it up and I start doing my research. I'm like, "Okay, well, I guess I'm never going here." Then I start dating Grace, and now she's like, "Yo, I really want to go to the Bell Witch Cave." I'm like, "I know I'm not supposed to go there."
She'll be there to protect you and save you.
Yeah, she'll be saving me. I know. I'll be drug off into the caves, and she'll be killing whatever it is that's taking me. You met a girl that does tours of the Bell Witch Cave. That's wild.
Yeah.
I've seen some stuff on it now, and I'm very interested, but I can't. I don't know if I should or not.
I kind of want to.
Send me to the Bell Witch Cave.
No, there's a place I want to go to. It's in Indiana, the Indiana State Sanatorium. I've heard so much about that place, and I know ACG's been or not. Hey, Mike.
Hi, Mike. Thank you. I'll try. I'll try.
Oh, it's parental advisory. 71.
Thank you. But
Oh,
yeah,
there you go.
Indiana State Sanatorium is I want to do a whole Indiana tour almost. There's so many locations down there. I really want to get down that way, and Indiana State Sanatorium is definitely at the top of that list because I've seen so many great things via ACG and different places or in different teams and whatnot. So I'm really excited that might also be on the roadmap for some of these upcoming road trips I plan on taking. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I did get invited to go, but unfortunately, it was the week I was off for July 4th, which I'm not going to be around.
yeah.
So I did get invited to go to that place, but like I had to turn it down. So I'm like, kicking myself.
Yeah.
But hey, it's family time, so
Oh yeah, you got to spend time with the fam, not just the dead fam.
yeah. Or else I'll become one of the dead fam.
I'll talk to you through a spirit box, Darren. It's fine.
And you'll get some shit out of me. I tell you that.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. You're gonna give me some great evidence, right?
Absolutely.
I'll encounter the one-eyed spirit.
That's right. That's right. Don't poke me in my other eye, damn it.
I wonder. Okay, just kind of talking on that. I wonder if like someone that was blind in life and they die, are they blind in death? I was just kind of now that you bring that up.
That is a thing. Well, I'm not going to get so religion on you here, but that is one of the things they say is when you die that and Marcia says nothing.
Marcia says nothing. That's accurate.
She says nothing. Thanks, Marcia. And there's one of those things that it's believed that when you die that you have everything like you can see and everything's wonderful and all that stuff. But that I won't know until I actually am dead.
Right.
And then I'll come back and haunt everybody's asses because I can see out of both my eyes.
Well, given I'm so young, you'll have to come back and tell me, hey man, I can see.
Yeah.
So, if I just hear the words I can see, I'll be like, okay, Darren's here. That's cool.
I mean, it'd be interesting, honestly. It's one of those things that we'll never know.
Yeah.
Sent an emoji.
Apparently not, Marcia.
Where's your emoji? I see no emoji.
I see just a very silent Marcia. I see very silent Marcia.
Let's play a middle finger to me.
It's probably very disappointed Marcia. Let's be honest.
But yeah, like I said, I mean, it's one of those things. It's a theory, but who knows? And that's well, it yet to remain. We'll see. We'll
Yeah,
see.
definitely.
Um, Other than that, awesome interview. Like I said, I always like having you on because I just it's such a natural yeah, it's a ghost emoji. Um, it's such a natural flow
Yeah,
to do a
we
got with
got a
you.
good flow. I guess we do all right, Darren.
Yeah, I don't have to use my notes so much at all.
Yeah, I can ramble for a little bit. It's fine and drop a few f bombs, but it's
There
cool.
you go. Well, hey, you're allowed to. Parental advisory, people be advised. So,
Advised. Ethan's on the podcast. You don't know what the hell he's gonna say.
so before we go today, is there any like I say, I always end the broadcast like for those that are just tuning in or are new to the chat, what kind of message do you want to leave with our viewers today with the paranormal field, and what should we look out for, or yeah, just the message that you want to give to those people that, hey, this is what I heard it from here, it sticks in my mind down the road.
Okay. If you want to leave something with me, it's just have fun. Don't take it so serious. The more you have fun, the more interactions you're going to get. We're Thank you, Nick. It's briefs, by the way. I'll answer. Um, but just don't take it so seriously. Go out there, have fun. Don't be in it for the fame, please. Just
Thanks, Kat.
go out there, be genuine, and you're going to have genuine interactions. You're going to have genuine growth if that's what you're looking for. So please just be yourselves when you're out in the paranormal field. And just, yeah, I really like not taking things as serious as what people like to make them. And that's just my style. So it works for me, might not work for you. Everyone has their own styles. And I love that about the paranormal field, how many different personalities and different things that we have going on. So please just go out there, be yourself, do your own way, and you don't need to look to other people. You can create your own way. So,
Right.
yep,
That's
that's kind of what I want to leave with people.
absolutely, and that's good advice. I like.
Uh,
Nick says, "Look both ways across the street."
I would agree with that. That's solid advice. I'll give that to Nick. But don't become the next one I'm talking to on my SB17, please.
Right. Absolutely.
Yes.
So I thank you guys for joining us tonight. For us, like I said, with Ethan Kammerude. It's always a pleasure talking to you, sir. Definitely, you're going to be a recurrence on this show because I like to keep following your paranormal career and how it goes. And yeah, it's just exciting. Very,
Awesome.
very exciting.
Thank you so much. I always appreciate coming on the show and love getting to talk to people. So thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. For those of you, you have been watching the Paranormal Brew and the BB3 TV networks. If you do not have Facebook, please go to the MGS Paranormal on YouTube. And if you do not have that, the last resort is go to Twitch because yeah, just Twitch. So, uh, other than that, I thank you all for joining us tonight. That's Ethan. And I'm Darren. And I bid you adieu. So long, everybody.